Hey, so today we're talking about Trump's impeachment, COVID relief, minimum wage, stocks, and IPOs. Are you ready? Welcome to the St. Michael Podcast. What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the St. Michael Podcast, one man's attempt at business, family, and comedy. You know who I am. I'm your wonderful host, Michael Aigbedion. And before we continue, which we cannot until we introduce super producer, Simeon. What's good?
What's good? What's good? Boys blessed. Boys is blessed.
Boys is blessed today.
Yeah, I'm in good spirits, good energy. So you know what I'm saying. I'm bringing it live and direct to the podcast.
Live and direct. You know, look, right now, if you can already tell, I'm bundled up. You know, keeping the ears cold. Keeping the ears warm, keeping the body warm because it's ice cold outside. But
No
see,
pun intended, right?
You said what?
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Because see, look, so all y'all know, I kind of put this on this country. My line name from 2005, Epsilon Bloody Row, is Cold Front. And that's why they named me that, because when I come in, people bundle up. People got to bundle up. And if y'all want to really know the inside game, the reason they called me Cold Front, because they couldn't tell. I keep a cold front. What's up?
Give it to him though. It was good.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm feeling good, kind of, trying to stay warm. But, what's going on? They just passed yesterday. Today's Wednesday. They just passed the trial to go forward with Trump's impeachment. Yeah. And it talked about how, why would you think that because he's not in office that he can't be held accountable for the things that he has done when he was in office?
Exactly.
When they opened it up, look, I don't know how they opened it up, but it was so perfect. They said, how is it that you could have high crimes and misdemeanors in your first year, second year, third year, most of your fourth year, and be sent to jail or be kicked out and held accountable, but you literally in your last few weeks and months, literally is no holds bar, get out of jail free card? No. So they're moving forward with this impeachment, and even Trump's lawyer himself, they called him a crook. They call him a crook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, even they misspelled a few things, even misspelled United States on the front. Like, I don't know what this is looking like for Trump. And he doesn't want to, I guess he doesn't want to speak throughout this entire thing. He doesn't have his, foghorn anymore being on Twitter and all that. But right now it's interesting. It's interesting because this is a second impeachment. If everything goes through with this, he will no longer be able to hold office in any shape or form at all forward.
Ever again.
Ever. And this man's dangerous. Look, the stuff they were playing when he said, we must fight. We must fight. I'm gonna go down to the Capitol building with you all. I'm gonna walk with you. And he talked about how when people take things from you and it's done in fraud, you got to play by different rules. And they're playing all these things back, and you could hear like, wow, it's much worse than what we actually thought. The things he was saying, and how people, who broke into the Capitol building were saying like, hey, Trump sent me here. Obviously, he didn't directly send you, but he sent you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is going to be an interesting trial. But, it's all to the benefit of Joe Biden, because Joe Biden's been in for, about a month?
Yeah.
About a month, almost a month, and he's been doing pretty good.
Boys making moves though. Listen, I told people, bro. When Biden got in, I was like, listen, give him time. Within the first 100 days, he's making moves after moves. So
yeah, he's making moves. Even look, we have to say it. We called it earlier, and we talked about when they put out that little $600 stimmy or whatever. I said, don't worry, it's a down payment to when Biden gets into office. And guess what? He passed it. $1,400 stimmy check is coming your way.
Your way.
Yeah, it's coming your way. And then he had the what's it called? The child tax credit, which is giving you, if you have a child between the age of, I think it's like 0 to 7.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, it's a 6. Yeah, and that right there, you get $3,600 a month in tax credit. And then you have any child above that, you're getting $3,000 a month tax credit. Come on now.
Hey, listen, man, get that trust fund ready, you know?
For real. You know, like this is an opportunity for you to not be so stressed.
Exactly.
And just focus on what you need to focus on, because a lot of people out here are hurting. Look, right now, you got 10 million people in America under the poverty line, unable to take care of themselves.
Yeah, and me and Mike had a comment earlier, man. I was like, listen, COVID it's messed up everybody this year. But now, for the last year, bro, like everybody's been banking off COVID now.
Yeah.
So this is, listen, if you listen to this right now, this is the best time. Unemployment, stimmy checks, whatever. This is the best time to get on it right now, because it's never going to happen again.
Yeah, because, you know, again, this will never happen again. So take advantage of the downsides and the upsides of this, because even the unemployment is going to be extended to the end of September. You know, and that right there, you know, especially for anybody who's like struggling right now, because they're trying to do all these different changes. And were you about to mention something?
Yeah, by the way, with the extra 400 too.
With the extra 400. You know, so again, a lot of people are going to direct their time and their energy towards the stock market, which I'll talk to you about. So I can give you little plugs on that. But, you know, right now, Biden's, I guess, considering changing or upping the minimum wage to $15 an hour federally. And it does make you think, if 10 million people, probably a little bit more, you know, are in dire straits right now, and they're saying that $15 an hour would raise employment, but actually, I think it might increase unemployment. They might, look, when you got someone who's getting paid $15 an hour, they used to get paid $7, what they're gonna do is that they're gonna get rid of most of the people and put so much work on that particular person for that job. You know, so I feel like there's a lot of little caveats to it, you know, like the minimum wage is different in different states. You know, so the federal minimum wage is $7.25, you know, and, you know, they're trying to get it to 15.
Yeah, but at the same time, do you worry about inflation or not?
No, I don't worry about that. It's where the money flows. Because look, in Georgia, the minimum wage is $5.15. I didn't even know it could even get that low, you know. And you know, in Texas, it's $7.25. So if you're talking about upping it or double and sometimes triple, especially in this like complicated, complex economy that has different levels, because you're talking about like a rich city, a city that makes a lot of money, it might not be any problem to raise it $15. But if you're talking about like, you know, rural places, you know, you could put some companies out of business, you know, because you got to think, how am I going to be able to afford it? You know, because it's hard enough. It already costs you to do business about 30% of your gross, and 30% of your gross is about 50% of your net, you know? So, and that's the cost of doing business in America. When you're talking about taxes, you're talking about fees, you're talking about all the different type of licensing that you need to do, you know, where there's a lot of benefit, there's a lot of cost to doing it, you know, and I think that there's a way to do it properly. And, you know, rather than just upping the minimum wage and saying this is what it's going to be, there should be a compromise. And by that compromise, I think there should be a government subsidy that if you're getting paid, let's say $12 an hour, that the federal government will supplement that $3 to get you to 15. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But see, that right there, the government doesn't want to talk about, because that's going to cost the government money. But what other choices do they have, right? Because if you're going to make me pay $15 an hour per employee, and you know, where they get paid, let's say before $10 an hour, $12 an hour, then you're going to attribute that cost to your price. And that price of things is going to go up. So therefore, yeah, you're making more money, but now everything costs more.
Yeah.
You know? So you have to really be like specific and think about how are you really going to tax it. And, you know, we already talked about the flat tax and how you could go into it and you can play a flat tax just on consumption. Because if you're in a consumer economy, you get taxed on what you buy. And the things that you save and the work that you do doesn't get taxed. But again, that's another conversation. But, you know, if you're trying to solve poverty, especially in America, you have to understand there's no easy fix. No easy fix at all. It's super complex, especially with our tax system that has all these loopholes to benefit, you know, the minority versus the majority. So there's a lot to think about there. There's a lot to think about when it comes to how we're going to handle unemployment. But you have any other thoughts on that whole $15 an hour?
Yeah, I mean, besides the inflation, I really don't have anything else. I mean, if I do my research, one thing I'm gonna do my own research on it, and you know, if I see anything, you know, I'll definitely reach out to you.
Yeah, and let the people know. Let the people know. But you know, I'm gonna let you on to inside game, because you know, Elon Musk has been in the news, for literally the last couple of weeks. He's really moving the market when it comes to things. So apparently, the company he owns, Tesla, they just purchased $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. And it rose Bitcoin up by like $10,000. It was like 35 and now it went to like 47, 48. And it's on its way to $50,000 per Bitcoin. And the one that he's talking about on the side is Dogecoin, DOGE, which you could get on certain exchanges. I know you could get it on Coinbase, which they're about to IPO, so look out for them. And then you can also get it on Robinhood. Okay. But here's the inside game. If you gotta read between the lines. That's what I'm telling you. I gotta look at the angles. Is that Elon Musk is basically telling everybody without letting them know specifically that, hey, buy Dogecoin. I'm branded, because that's what Bitcoin is branded as the all-encompassing, the main coin. He's saying to everybody who's out there, the people, he's saying, hey, go ahead and buy Dogecoin like I'm doing. Because he's saying Dogecoin to the moon. Go buy Dogecoin. I'm going to pump it up. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to put in new. You're not going to fail on my words. I'm promising you. So what he's trying to, hint to you at is to say, go ahead, put a little bread into it. I'm going to pump it up. I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to brand it. And I'm going to make sure that you get paid in the long run. And that's the same thing he's doing with Bitcoin, because eventually when he bought that 1.5 billion in Bitcoin, he's basically saying, monkey see, monkey do. If you see me doing this and you see the moves I'm making, I can't let you know these things beforehand, because again, that's like insider trading. I can't just let you know every move and say, hey, y'all buy it. I'm going to pump it up. He can't say that explicitly. So what he's basically telling y'all is like, follow my footsteps. I'm buying some Bitcoin, and I'm going to use this Bitcoin in ways that are going to benefit us in the future. Not right now. Make your investment now. Because that's the thing about it, is that people who are broke think that they need to be rich before they make investments. Yeah. But that's wrong. You make investments with what you have right now. You start small, and eventually that will turn into something big. But if you don't, and you think like that you got to make investments when you're rich, you'll stay small. Yeah. So take notice. I know a lot of y'all, not to speak for anybody, but, many people, don't know how to navigate the stock market, don't know how to navigate these cryptocurrencies, don't know how to navigate, and they can't see certain things. But this is where you got to be a little bit above the smoke and kind of, lend and look at the people who have been in these areas for a long time. I've been investing since 2007. Oh, so you've been in the game. I've been in the game. I actually put my brother on. I said, hey, Kevin, because he had no idea about stocks. I'm like, look at this stock, boom, Apple. Hey, look at that stock, boom, Ford. Look at this stock. He put his money in. And look, even when I needed that money, I had to sell a lot of my stocks. And I'm like, man, I'm over here. I ain't got no stocks left at a certain moment. This is like 6 years ago, whatever. Then my brother kept his in, was winning. I was like, man, he'd be like, man, Junior, see how much money I got now? I was like, man, I should have stayed in. But see, that's what I'm saying. You got to be strategic about how you invest. And these next, few investments that are coming, I'm going to put you on to more game. I put someone on yesterday. We have a frat group where we talk about different stocks. And I just dropped in there. I said, SNDL, Sundial. You got to look into it. Even when I told someone yesterday, today SNDL went up 35% one day. Wow! Stop sleeping. And look, if you look at SNDL, look at the growth. I'm just telling you right now, look at SNDL. I'm also gonna put you onto another one. Grow Generation, GRWG. Look into that one, GRWG. Another good one. And what's another one? It's Ocugen. Ocugen? Yeah, OCGN. Okay. Look at OCGN. And these are super cheap stocks that have high growth, especially that Sundial. And they work with all the vapes and all the stuff that, people use. These are the people who bring the shovels to the gold rush. You see what I'm saying? They're not rather than working with, trying to, grow weed and, manufacture different things within the weed market. They're working on the vapes, the things that the middleman tools between it. And that's Sundial. So I urge you to look into that. There's other ones, but it really depends on what you're looking for, because some IPOs are coming. Yeah. You about to say?
Yeah, I do have a question though. Yeah. What would you recommend the people to use, Robinhood, Webull, like what would you recommend them to use, like for starters, if they don't like know like what to like to do?
I would say, okay, you should diversify how you put your money. So I would urge you to start an account in TD Ameritrade.
Okay.
Right. That's right there is they're solid. Robinhood, but they've been tricky lately.
I know. Yeah.
So I wouldn't put all they're finicky with some things. So I wouldn't put all your money into Robinhood. I would diversify a little bit, not a little bit. I'll diversify at least 50% of your portfolio, because the thing about it is that Robinhood has a good interface. So it's super easy, super simple to understand and navigate. Whereas TD Ameritrade, very difficult. Webull's a little bit difficult too. But see, the thing about Webull, right? So that's Webull. The special thing about Webull is that you're able to invest in pre-market, so that you can't do on Robinhood, because when you see that it's up like 25% in pre-market, you could go already and purchase in pre-market. Whereas in Robinhood, you can't do that. You see that it's up before the market opens by like 20%. You got to wait till the market opens, and by then you already lost all your gain. So I would always recommend the first place. I would say Robinhood. If you want to diversify a little bit, go into TD Ameritrade. And then if you're kind of getting a little bit froggy, you kind of want to kind of beef up and look at the graphs and do a little bit swing trading, I would go into Webull.
Yeah, that's what I'm on right now.
Yeah, that's what Webull. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to encourage everybody just to kind of like pay attention to what's going on right now, because the fact that everyone's at home, basically people are using their the stock market as almost a new savings account. Mm-hmm, yeah. Right? Why put $10 in your savings? You could put $10 in a growing company.
True. You
got to look at how these companies are growing. You're looking hey, a good example is that look at Amazon, where it is right now. The way that we see Amazon right now is the way that some people saw it 8 years ago, before it took over, right? Is to say that Amazon still has a lot of growth. Like, they have Amazon Web Services. So now, if you're looking at Amazon as a retail company, that online retail company, I need you to kind of change your perspective and look at Amazon as a technology company.
Yeah.
Because now they're building technologies. They're going into certain things like logistics. You know what I mean? Like how we move, just like the same way with Tesla. There's ways that these companies are going to change and grow. And when you're looking at, again, Amazon, how they deal with retail and have taken over retail, because who was poised to do that before? Barnes & Noble didn't do it. Walmart didn't, they slept on it. And then now Walmart's trying to catch up and get on Amazon's level when it comes to, being good to its customers, or to its employees. Even the CEO of Walmart right now is looking into a $15 minimum wage for all Walmart workers, because you already know, you heard about all the abuse and stuff that people in Walmart went through, even the vendors of they're just in charge and they just don't treat us well. And then now Amazon comes in, kind of levels the playing field a little bit, because even when Amazon, when they come all together, CEOs, the whole C-suite, everyone comes together, guess what they do? They leave one seat over there open, and they use that seat to say, pretend and imagine that that's a customer. That's a customer sitting there. So they have a voice here too. They're one of the companies that put customers first, but you got to look at the other things they're doing. Amazon, they have, Whole Foods. They haven't even tapped into Whole Foods yet. You know what I mean? So
that's crazy. Yeah,
there's a lot of opportunities that are being slept on. That's why I say get into it now. I know Amazon's expensive, over $3,000 per share, but you could go into certain things and get partial, so you could go into, Robinhood and own $10 of Amazon, at least build up to it. But you have to start investing. If you have 10%, of your income, put it into something that's going to grow. Put it into companies that you believe in, like Apple. Because Apple right now, they just dropped the partnership with Kia. Yeah. And now, because they're gonna, Apple's getting into building their own vehicles. And as y'all already know, when it comes to Apple, the thing about it, they might be slow to certain things, because Samsung always comes up with the new flashiest, tech first. But see, when it comes to Apple, they're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
They're always gonna do it right. They're gonna make sure it's perfect. And the fact that they're getting into vehicles, I really feel it's gonna really give Tesla a run for their money. And they're now looking into partnering with Nissan. I don't know how that's gonna go, because I never really heard good things about Nissan. Yeah. Until they came out the Nissan Z. But other than that, I haven't really heard great things about Nissan, but they're looking into working with someone to build their own vehicle. And you could just imagine And that's what I said. When you look at Tesla, you know, they might even at the future bundle in to where you could buy the Tesla with insurance already on it. You know, like there's little things that you got to look at the future and how they're going to develop and grow. And then you invest in those companies based on things that you're going to kind of anticipate. But hey, look, that's why you got me. I'm always going to put you on a game, let you know what's out there. I already told you about a few stocks to look into. If you want to learn and kind of hedge those bets and do a little bit, you know, rather than making like a little bit money here and there, you can maybe hedge it and do options. But before you even go into options, you got to learn about it. Don't get burnt, you know? And yeah, that's mainly it. Anything you want to share with the people, bro?
No, man, I think it's a great time. Like I said, stocks, you know, I even told one of my homies yesterday, man, listen, stocks, get into it now. Because listen, like I said before, we've been getting all this free money for the last year and a half. So why not use it?
Take advantage.
Because at the end of the day, you're gonna get it back.
You're gonna get back. You know.
Check, so shit, why not?
But you know, this has been a busy week for me. Like I told you, it's ice cold outside. We stay ice cold all day. You know, I hope you stay warm out there because you got to bundle up right now. We're looking at what next week. You said it's gonna be a high of what, 18? 18.
Monday, they said it's going to be a 60% chance of snow. Highest is going to be 18, lowest is going to be 3. So bundle up.
Yeah, bundle up because, man, like, you know, if you have a car wash, I don't know if anybody listening has a car wash out there, but it's hard when it's a car wash and, you know, the water freezes on the car, you know. But we got to get it either way. You know, I take care of my guys regardless, whether it's a slow week or a busy week. I always make sure we're good. But this week, you know, my assistant, you know, had, you know, a family emergency and had to fly back. And it's weird because when you hire someone new and you give them all this new work that you finally could, like, you know, shift over and delegate, and then you get a surprise party and someone says, oh, I actually have to leave. It's almost like, oh, all the new work I'm now giving you, I have to do now, on top of all the other things I just added to my plate. So today's been this week has been very interesting. But again, more power to you. As you know, I love you 100%. Stay warm, and we'll see you later to the next segment with me, myself, and BLY, my beautiful wife. And peace out. See you later.
Bye.
Yeah. What up? What's going down?
What's going down?
I shouldn't even say what's going down like that. It sounds like I'm from Houston.
Each time going down.
That's how we talking. Hey, what's going down? I'm coming down.
Man, I'm coming down. Said I'm coming through. You know how they be rapping.
Hey, I don't came through.
Yeah.
I don't wreck the crew.
Yeah.
And I turn the boys blue.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why? Tell me why you feel so good.
Well, okay, so today the roads are very icy. So the boys' school was closed on my off day from work. Yay.
Oh, you never usually get the whole entire day.
So I had the entire day planned, tons of stuff to do, and couldn't do any of it. But I'm glad that I wasn't able to run all these errands because I actually got to focus on the pallets business, and I created business cards. So I'm so excited about that. And then, you know, they got me at the end.
Tell me.
When it's time to like check out, and I got the business cards, bam, in the cart, ready to check out. They're like, here's some few things that you should add to your cart. So I like threw in a baseball cap and, you know, a mug and, you know, just all these little.
They look dope.
They look really dope. Yeah. So I threw in all these little trinkets, and my budget was like 100, and I went way above budget, and I still didn't even finish because I wanted to do business cards and flyers. Didn't do the flyers. So I ended up doing the business cards and then all this other stuff. But you know what? Branding is key. So I'm going to be head to toe. You know what I'm saying? BLY's pretty palettes. You know what I'm saying?
And the Alpha Phi Alpha, they say never double Perry.
Well, I'm about to triple, quadruple Perry because I'm going to wear the hat, the mask, the shirt, the socks, the gloves, the pants.
You got masks too? Well,
yeah, Shabrika's making the masks. I'm getting mask made, T-shirts, hoodies, baseball caps. And these aren't for me to sell. These are going to be like my uniform. Yeah. So, you know, when you and you and I go out, you know what I'm saying? My team, when my team go out,
Yeah,
you know
when
what I'm
the team
saying?
goes
When the
out.
team go out, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They got to represent me, you know what I'm saying? So we going to be in uniform. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, I just came up with the idea because, when we go set up, it's just like us in regular, clothes. I said, why not just get t-shirts made and, a mask made? And I always wear hats anyway. So I thought, okay, let me wear a hat as well, too. So, that's what I did. So I'm really proud of myself. And you actually okay, y'all. So let me tell y'all. So I was making a business card. I've been trying to make the same business card for months. And I only created the front, but I could not get the back. And the front is easy because it's just your logo on the front of the business card. So I asked him, I said, hey, since we're stuck in the house today, can you help me with the business card? You're like, sure, of course. So when it was time to help, I was like, hey, I'm asking these questions. And he's like, look, you the creative one, you put it together, you do it the way you like it, and then come to me. So I guess with, how I was doing it and not realizing that I was just basically handicapping myself. And I wanted you to help me. I wanted us to do it together so it won't be as hard. And so I was like, low key frustrated. I was like, why won't he help me? Feeling like a baby. And then I was like, okay, blah, just look up different business cards, see which one you like the best, kind of put them together and create. So that's what I did. I just kind of looked at different ones and then I created what I wanted. And I even found the icons that I needed, just copy paste, boom, and I came to you and you were like, oh, I like it.
It looked good.
You tweaked it a little bit and then it came out perfect. So I'm beyond happy and I'm proud of myself. So you pushed me to, get it,
Yeah. I push you to do your own
there.
thing. And they say that it's easier to help someone who's already pushing the vehicle versus someone who's just like, hey, can someone come over here and help me?
Right.
And in that moment where you want to be creative,
man,
because I'm like that when it says oh, I need to design this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, I would love for someone to be around to kind of guide me.
Right, exactly.
Because it is really heavy and intimidating trying to design something or create something that from scratch.
From scratch. There was no template. There was no fill in the blanks here. It was literally a blank piece of paper. And I was just like, oh.
But see, some people are like that when it comes to investing. So when it comes to the stock market, they're always just tell me what I need to do.
Yes.
But he's like, no, you got to do your research. He's like, oh, what's up with this whole do your due diligence?
Yeah.
What's up with do your research? Why can't you just tell me kind of step by step? And it's because those things are required for you to understand what's best for you.
Look, y'all, I learned my lesson at the end because now I know if anybody needs some business cards, that could be another side hustle. You know what I'm saying? If y'all need business cards, come to me because I know how to do them now. So, I'm glad I learned because it is very intimidating and I just didn't know where to start. I'm like, okay, I got the front cover, bam, the logo, that's all I need. But the back, the detail part, I couldn't figure out how I wanted it, what I wanted it to say, how I wanted it to look. It was just very intimidating. It was a blank sheet of paper and it's fill in the blank, the entire sheet of paper, Yeah. So I just kind of did it what I wanted to do and then, or, set it up the way I wanted to set up. And then you just came and you kind of made it look a little bit more organized and easable to read. That's what I like. You didn't change anything. You didn't add anything. You just made it more structured and more easy to read. So I was like, perfect.
Yeah, because that's the thing about it, more balance.
More balance. Yeah, you made it more balanced. So everything that I put on there, you just kind of smoothed it around, centered it, and made it more balanced. So that's what I really do appreciate you for.
Yeah, well, who taught me that was Tyrone in college. He talked about how when a certain flyer is top heavy and bottom heavy, and I was like, what? He's like, yeah, when it's too heavy on one side, it's imbalanced, but that's when you're amateur to something, you're like, I don't really know the difference, the balance of a flyer or a business card.
Right, because I knew I wanted everything in the center, and you was like, no, you got to kind of move, put some here and put some there. I'm like, what are you talking about? So once you did, I said, oh, okay, I get it. I can see it now. But then I made my flyer, and you looked at it, you was like, just let me do the flyer. Don't worry about it. I'll just do the flyer for you. I was like, oh,
I know. I saw the flyer. I was like, all right, just don't worry about that. Let me design that.
I made the flyer look just like the business card, but just added some pictures. You was like, let me do the flyer. You let me do the flyer.
I really appreciate okay, cool. though when somebody came by and they dropped some kind of flyer off or whatever, and it was handwritten.
Oh.
And it wasn't a good flyer. It was just like, hey, I clean homes and I could do this and do that. It was handwritten. And I thought, okay, if they did this with every house they put it on,
Yeah.
talk about the like time and effort, you know, put forth. Like they didn't let, you know, flyers or anything like that stop them. They
Exactly.
just wrote it, boom, put it on. I mean,
Right.
I didn't call them, but
See, I don't want to be mean,
Mm-hmm.
but you know they have those where it could be written by a machine, where it looks like it's handwritten.
yeah.
But,
But
it's
this was on
actually like a machine.
this was on like
A sheet of paper.
a sheet of paper with the lines. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking about?
really?
Yeah, like school sheet of paper.
Well, I've seen that too in the mail. Ooh,
For real?
yeah.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about.
But you could tell somebody actually wrote it.
Yeah, I'm talking
Okay.
about you know, the sheet of paper where
With
it has
the
little
lines.
you know, the edge where it has little
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so that you could tell they ripped it out.
yeah, so they ripped
Oh,
one half
wow. Okay.
and they wrote it long ways and it was in red, like kind of almost like light red, almost like crayon.
Oh wow.
And then it had their phone number written on the bottom, but it wasn't like it was like laser printed or
Right.
because I've seen those where it says, "Hey, just wanted to write you this note."
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I'm like,
you want a
"You didn't write
card?
that."
Yeah. It's like you know,
Yeah.
and I see how they do that too. I saw the machine where it has a pen.
Oh really?
And
Oh,
it does.
I've seen you showed me that video.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
That's really
Yeah.
dope. Yeah. So I feel like the effort that's put in. I think every piece of effort matters.
No, that's true. That's very true. But I mean, you could look at it both ways because you look at it at the positive side of it. Other people be like, "Ew, I don't want that person cleaning my house." You know what I mean? Like writing on a sheet of paper.
Yeah, but see, those who it's kind of like people who work in retail are more sympathetic to those who work in retail.
Right.
Same thing with like waiters.
Yeah.
Who are more sympathetic to like waitresses.
waitresses.
And yeah. And then we have like entrepreneurs or business people.
Yeah.
And they see someone who's like knocking on doors and they're like
Yeah.
the owner themselves. Just like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they call it like gumption or whatever they call it. To just go out there and like kind of put themselves out there.
Yeah.
With whatever means they got. That's
Yeah.
great.
No wonder why, like, when people knock on our doors, you be out there talking to them for a long time.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, look at you. You really care.
Yeah, he's like, but you don't want to buy? I was like, nah, not today. Thank you. No, I'm playing.
No, you be trying to negotiate you.
Yeah.
I remember that one time I was in the shower and you kept coming back and forth like, "Bly, this guy wants to do it for this price and this price." I was like, "No, tell him no." And you just kept coming back. He's like, "Well, he said if we do this, then we do." I was like, "Oh my
Yeah,
god."
because that was for someone to clean not clean the house, to do the bugs
The
or
bugs,
whatever. And he said, we already got somebody.
Right.
I'm like, if you can beat them, we'll take you. He's like, all right, I'll beat them. I was like, hey, this guy said you could beat them. He's
I was like, "No, tell him no. We got somebody."
no, we're happy. I was like, man, we're happy. Wife said nah.
I know. And then you came back. You was like, "Okay, when does the contract end?" He's asking, "When does it end?" And I was like, "I don't know, in a couple of months." And then 5 minutes later, you came back. You was like, "Okay, well, he said if it ends now, like let him know, and he could give us a good deal." I was like, "Just tell him no."
The thing I didn't like about that particular incident is that the person who was coming door to door
Yeah.
had a Segway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they all had Segways.
Oh, I didn't know.
You know,
that.
like, you know what a Segway
Yeah,
is. Yeah. And I just thought that, like, that part of the budget,
I know y'all got too much money.
they got Segways, really professional, like, uniforms. And I just thought that was a little bit over the top. You
And
know, it's
lazy.
it's almost like a Mercedes wrapped
Right,
and people
right.
going door to
Door to
door.
door.
Like, bro, you didn't have to go door to door with a Mercedes.
But you got to
know?
look at the efficiency
Mm-hmm.
of them. Like, how many doors can you get on the Segway compared to how many doors can you get if you walked?
That's true.
So I don't know, maybe.
But when that Segway dies, I'm like, oh, I guess my day's over. It's like, no, you can use your feet.
Nah, they're like, my day's over.
Yeah, because when you give anybody any new tool, that's what they get used to.
Yeah, that's true.
And then when it's just done, they're like, oh, I can't do anything more.
Yeah, you're like, no, you got hands and feet. You can figure it out.
You know what I thought about too earlier was like, I feel like, I don't know, you could tell me if I'm right or wrong on this, is I feel like people look at the world in two different ways.
Yes.
They look at the world through a perspective of opportunity, what opportunities are there,
Yeah.
or through obstacle. So they see, like, for example, like if a person is in a carpet cleaning business, everywhere they go, they're looking at the carpet.
Yeah.
You
that's
know?
true.
And if someone's like, let's say for you and like events and things like that,
Yeah.
when you see like landscapes, or scapes in general, you're like,
Yeah.
ooh, this will be a good.
Yeah.
That's how you see things,
Right,
right?
right.
And then others who see things and just like, man, I wish I could be like them, or I wish, they don't have that type of like opportunistic type perspective on things, So I
Yeah.
always feel like, because they say people do things based on what benefits them. Like we're all pretty much selfish.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do what's best for ourselves. And so I always think like, is that the way they look, either by opportunity or through obstacles? Because, you know, they talk about people who are like, oh, you know, like some people think about the whole pick you up by your own bootstraps, or, you know, like having someone help you along the way. But then you think about it, is that no matter what position you're in, no matter if you're on the lowest of the lowest or the highest of the highest, there's opportunities that are like, there's endless opportunities available.
Right. No, that's true.
You know what I mean? So I always feel like, what are you doing with those opportunities that do come? Because I've never heard someone say they've never seen an opportunity before.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like if there is an opportunity for you, you could choose what to do with that, or you know, choose otherwise.
You're right. But I mean, there's a lot of fear out there too of the unknown. You know, people are too afraid to take that step to do what it is that they want to do. So instead they just wish that they can do it. It's like, you can, anybody can do it. You just have to do it, you know?
Yeah, it's like living a life of like guilt when you're like that.
Yeah. You
just feel bad, like I should have. And then like 10 years later, it's like, I should have started 10 years ago. He's like, start right now. I was like, nah, I just can't.
No, that's so true. You know, it's crazy because this lady I used to work with, Miss Joanne, you remember her? She's older. She's like in her 70s, maybe in her 80s now. And she said her entire life, she was like a housewife until her husband passed away. And then she worked in like corporate for like hotels, selling like towels or something like that. And she said she never knew what it is that she wanted to do. She never had a passion. You know, she was just a housewife, and then when he passed away, she had to work. But till this day, she still doesn't know what it is that she wants to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's crazy. I would never want to live my life like that. You know,
Ever,
you're just
yeah.
working just to get a paycheck, just to get by. Mind you, she's in her, you know, late 70s, I want to say maybe 80s, and she's working just because, you know, she wants to work now, but she never got a chance to like tap into like a passion of hers, or even discover or figure out what it is that she's passionate about. So, you know, I would never, it's kind of heartbreaking to hear, you know?
Yeah, but you know, if it's like that, right? Where, you know, you don't, like, to me, the question is passion required?
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like passion is not required, that you got to keep trying things.
Right.
And through just trying something, you'll discover. But again, like you said, some people are scared to even try.
Yeah.
Because I guess I guess what's bad about trying is that when you fail.
You fail.
And people see you fail.
Exactly. I think that's what it is. Like, if you could try something in privacy and nobody knows.
That'd be the easiest. Yeah,
it's so easy. But then the moment you fail, it's like, damn, everybody sees me fail. That's the hardest part. You know what I mean? And social media doesn't make it any easier. Same thing with relationships, you know? You get in a relationship, you're posting it all on social media. The moment you break up, it's like, I got to go and delete these photos. Now people know I'm not with this person anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like,
you know what's even crazier with that? Is they said that middle age, reason why it's so different. So anywhere between 30 and 50 is that it's why it's so difficult for people to change or try new things between the age of 30 and 50 is because anytime before 30, not very many people rely on you.
That's
and
true.
anytime after 50, not very many people rely on you like they do between 30 and 50, where you're relied upon when it comes to bringing in income. You're relied upon when it comes to helping those around you.
Yeah.
And therefore, if you change, at least between like 30 and 50, it's almost as if like you're showing people that you don't know how to make good decisions.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
I
It's like
see.
it's heavier.
Yeah.
Because, you know, between 30, that's where you're really in your career stage, building yourself, building your income,
Right.
doing what you can to like find your career. But then if you found the wrong career, you're more likely to stay in it
Yeah.
because not only do people rely on you, but everyone's looking at you and everyone around you is kind of developing themselves in the same way.
Yeah.
And you can't say, hey, I chose the wrong thing. So you literally just stay in the same thing. I wouldn't say even based on stubbornness, but just based on, you know, insecurity.
Yeah.
You know?
You just feel stuck.
Yeah, you feel stuck a little bit, and it's just like, wow, how can you be in that type of position and not want change? And you think, oh, there's certain pressures that are on you, you know?
Yeah, especially like one of my coworkers, he's been in retail for a really long time, and he's always talking about getting out, but he's just like, I don't know anything other than retail. Like, he's been doing it majority of his life, all his life, and he's like, I don't know anything else, you know? Like, he just doesn't know anything else, and it sucks because I know everybody has something that they want to do, you know, and if it's fear holding you back, then it's fear, but there has to be something.
There has to be something.
There has to be something that you want to do.
See, that's what I talk about, opportunity. There has to be, everyone's given opportunity, endless amounts.
Yeah.
It's just how you see things. And if
Right.
you don't see it, like, oh, I don't know. Again, goes back to fear. It's like, wow, how can you not even try something a little bit on the side, you know? But again, you know, before you got into what you're doing now, you know, what kept you from kind of doing other things on the side?
Well, I mean, same thing, fear.
Was it fear?
It was definitely fear. Like, you know, I wanted to do it, but then I was afraid, and I was like, what if I fail? You know, I don't want to fail. I don't want people to see me fail, you know, so I just never did it. And it was just kind of like, I wish I could do that, you know?
But then also you felt like it's not as passionate.
Yeah, I wasn't passionate, you know? Like, I love clothes. I love shoes, don't get me wrong. But I'm like, am I passionate about selling it, you know? So that was like another thing too. And I just felt like if I did it, it's because other people expected me to do it. And it's something that people thought that I would do. Like, oh, I could see you doing it. I always thought you would be able, you know, you would do something like that. Like you definitely are the type to open a boutique, you know? So, and I just didn't want to fall into other people's expectations and do it because that's what people, you know, saw me as a boutique owner or whatever. So that's another reason why I didn't do it. And I just didn't feel passionate about it. I was like, I don't know if I really want to do this. Like, I'm not in love with the idea. You know, and I wanted to do it when I was younger, but as I got older, I was like, I don't really want to do this.
Yeah, you matured into like knowing more what's about you and what you like.
What I like, yeah. And I feel like what I'm doing now, it just incorporates everything that I like, you know, as far as like fashion, being outdoors, you know, being with, you know, good company. You know, it's just everything that I enjoy just balled into one. You know?
They said you have to make sure that you have like 3 things in your life. They say something that keeps you fit, right? I think something that makes you smarter, and something that keeps you creative. And you know, there's a lot when you find that one thing, or even several things that you could like actually like put your energy into, your effort into, that does all that. Oh, it's just inspiring.
It is. It's very inspiring. So like this past weekend, my sister had her engagement party in Houston, which went really, really well. It was so much fun.
Just going back to like partying and like being around people and entertaining. But
the entertaining, the conversations, everybody came masked up, and I even had some custom made masks for people to wear if they didn't bring a mask, you know, with my sister and her fiance's name on it and the date of the engagement party. And then I even surprised them with the champagne cart. So that was like my first huge investment within the company, and I'm super excited. So if you haven't seen it, check out my IG page. It's on both pages, on like the B and also on BLY's Pretty Palettes. So that's Instagram. So yes, I surprised them with it, and they were blown away. Not only they were blown away, we were blown away. And the guest, I mean, it stole the show.
It stole the show. I was like, it was cool. When I say, look, it's no gas. No gas. This was like, people were like, what is this?
Yes.
This is nice.
It was so nice. And I was able to get like plastic champagne flutes, and we hung them up, and we got champagne in there, ice in there. People were serving themselves, and then people were taking pictures next to it. It was just like, I couldn't wish for anything better. And then the fact that the next day, because the engagement party was on Saturday, we left Houston Sunday. I got a phone call Monday morning saying, hey, are you still in Houston? Because I would love to use this. I would love to rent it for tomorrow. And I'm like, unfortunately, I'm not, which sucked. And it was like a stab to my heart. You know what I mean? And not only that, another person hit me up and was like, had I known you were in Houston, I would have used it for my wedding. I'm like, another stab in my heart, you know?
That hurts, you know what I mean? To have opportunity for something that you just released and you're not even able to do it.
Yeah, I'm not even able to do it. So, but the good thing is people want it, you know, so the demand is there. So I'm glad that, you know, people are asking for it. People are, you know,
it's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. Yeah. It is. If you have a wedding, if you have just a house party or whatever, I feel like it's just like you need a DJ, you need a champagne cart. You know what I mean? Like it goes hand in hand. So, I mean, it was amazing. So that's like my first real investment within the business, and I'm super duper excited to start like renting it out. And my season is coming up, so I'm like super excited.
Oh, it is coming up. It's not gonna be now because it's freezing.
Oh my God, it's supposed to snow like I think in 2 days, and then next week and Monday the temperature is supposed to drop to like 3 degrees. 3. Can you believe that?
I can't believe that.
It's crazy. It's so cold outside, so I don't know what's happening, but everything's shut down for today. I'm assuming everything's gonna be back up tomorrow, but I don't know. It's like super duper cold.
Yeah, and it's really peculiar too. It's like,
it is.
When has it ever been this cold?
I don't remember it being this cold. I mean, I remember it snowing, but it'll snow when it's like 30 degrees outside. But the fact that it's gonna be 3 degrees, that don't make no sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever experienced cold like that.
I wonder if this might be mean. I wonder if you're single right? And it's cold like this, does it make you like more vulnerable to like bringing anybody to your crib?
Yeah, snuggle season. Cuddle
Yeah,
season.
like when it's this cold, who wants to be alone?
That's what I'm saying.
When it's this cold.
Even Idol, our 5-year-old, was asking for soup. You know what I mean? Mama, can I have some soup? I'm like, you don't even eat soup. Mama, can I have some soup?
Yeah, he's like, hey,
It's cold.
I want some soup.
Yeah, he asked me like 4 times, and I was like, I don't even think we have soup. And we ended up having soup and a pack of noodles. So I was like, all right, let me make some hot noodles real quick, and you get a can of soup. Like, he was freezing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he begging for some soup, I know y'all begging for some soup.
You see what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Y'all begging for some soup. But yeah, it's cuddle season, so everybody cuddling.
Yeah, but see, that's crazy. When I was asking, I was like, how does he know, like, when it's cold like this, that soup applies? I thought it was like a commercialized type thing,
I mean,
you know?
I'm sure they read it in a book or they learned it at school. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
They be coming home with all kind of stuff, saying stuff. I'm
All
like,
kind
what
of
y'all-
knowledge that you like, where do you get that?
I'm like, where did you learn that? You know, and even the word actually.
Yeah.
They say that all the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
you want cereal? They're like, yeah, I want cereal. Actually, I want oatmeal. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? Who taught you that?
Yeah.
And how you know how to use it? You know what I mean? So they probably learned about soup at school.
But you know this, so this weather's supposed to last for another week or so.
Yeah.
And I don't think it came out of nowhere because the weather was
Yeah.
pretty decent.
It was last weekend.
Yeah.
It was
And-
like 50, 60 degrees.
And now we got ice.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Dallas y'all be playing games.
Yeah, well, they said it's all over America, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know they said it's like during I'm not sure if they said the Southwest, but I know they said it's like through the middle, the center of America. But they said it's gonna be pretty much across America as far as
Okay.
like pretty cold. And I was just like,
Really?
yeah, this is a large cold front. You know?
Oh God, I'm not ready for it. And like apparently, overnight there was like a whole bunch of car crashes. It was really
I saw
bad.
that, yeah.
People died.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
People died?
Yeah, people died. A few people died. Like it was really bad. People were slipping on that ice, that black ice. It was bad, and it didn't rain here in Irving, but it did rain outside, like in Dallas. And yeah, the car crashes were horrible, really bad. So yeah, the roads are really quiet today.
So what activities? Because when you think about that, let's say there was an event that was happening outdoors, and someone still wanted to do it, and it's cold, right? What do you have to do? Like, is it that you just cancel, or would you be like, all right, I'm gonna find ways to make it happen? Buy
If they
heaters,
still
do this.
wanted to do
If they still
it,
want to do it,
If
outdoor
they still
event.
want to do it, we're gonna make it happen. I wouldn't even buy heaters because if they still want to do it without the heaters, then we're gonna do it without the heaters. You know what I mean? Unless you ask, like, do you have heaters? I'm like, of course, and I gotta run to Home Depot and get some heaters. But yeah, I would still make it happen. If that's what they want, then that's what they're gonna get. I'm not gonna cancel because I'm cold. If they are okay with it and I got the money, then I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Yeah, that's like the when we first started with the car wash. All right, people would ask for a car wash in the rain.
Yeah, I thought that was so weird.
Still weird.
Yeah.
People still do it now, and I'm like, it's raining, and it was in that time we didn't have any. People didn't even have a garage covering. It was
Yeah.
outdoors.
That's crazy.
And we're just getting hit with rain. I'm talking about on us, and I'm like, I literally to this day still don't understand.
I don't get it either.
And that's why I say, like, I was gonna be like, nah, we can't do it because
Right,
if they're
right.
willing to pay for it,
Yeah, sure.
all right, you know what I mean?
Alright.
And-
Why?
Exactly. And then I'm thinking if someone really wants to pay for, like, an event that's outdoors and it's ice cold, like 3-4 degrees outside, you're like, all right, I'll set it up.
I'll show up. Look, I'll show up. I'll set it up, and I'll be gone.
By any means necessary, right?
By any means necessary. I'll be back in the morning to pick everything up.
Oh my Lord. So you ready for Valentine's Day?
I am. I got a cute outfit, y'all. It really isn't a Valentine's Day outfit. It's just this outfit that's been sitting in my closet that I've been waiting to wear.
You excited about it?
Yeah, but are we even going to be able to go anywhere?
I'm not sure.
I don't know how the weather's looking.
I have a
but-
plan, but
Oh, you got a plan?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Come
change it
on,
up.
Oh,
I might have to switch it up a little bit.
for real?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Are you off on that day?
No, of course not. I'm working.
Oh, that sucks.
I even volunteered to work. Yeah, someone was willing to switch with me because they needed that day. They needed to work that day or had it off. And he was like, hey, can you switch with me? I'll give you that day off and I'll work for you. I was like, I'm gonna work. I worked last year.
Is it
though.
busy during?
It is. It's busy. Everybody coming in for the, last minute Valentine's Day gifts. Men, yeah, especially men. They come the day of. But the thing that sucks about working on Valentine's Day or like Christmas Eve or, the day, Mother's Day, or any holiday the day of or the day before, it's very stressful because obviously the customers are last minute, and if you don't have what they want, attitude city. So you're dealing with a lot of angry people, but you
gotta keep your composure.
You gotta keep your composure. Ooh. Sometimes I be throwing it in their face. I'm like, why did you wait the day of? You know what I mean? Like, you should have came here a week ago.
Yeah. Because, they get upset. They're like, why don't you have it in my size? Or why don't you have this? Like, hey.
You came the day of a holiday. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, we don't have it, And they get upset, and I just be like, well, I mean, you did come the day of Valentine's Day.
Tell me this. This is interesting. Do women ever come in like super last minute? Like,
oh, yeah.
So it's like, is it equal on both sides, or is it just mostly men?
It's mostly men that come the day of. Women usually are really good with getting it a few days before, or weeks before. And there are some guys who do buy it weeks before, because I don't know how many times I've told this story about my husband buying my birthday gifts on my birthday and me actually finding a receipt with my birth date on the receipt. So I tell the story to guys all the time. So there are guys out there who do buy it the day before, or, ahead of time. But most of the time, I would say 80-20. Men, 80% last minute. Women, 20% last minute. But
that's so interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a personality thing.
No, I think it's just a man thing. I think y'all just really just like, it's really not a holiday for y'all, so y'all could care less. It's really about the woman. So y'all just like, I'm
literally thinking like, what holiday do we like care about?
Y'all don't care about any holiday. I think I care, funny. And I don't really care about holidays either. But I feel like I just want to like shower you and spoil you. I know that sounds weird, but for holidays I like to get you stuff. So
shout out to BLY.
I know it's so weird. Maybe because I'm just a gift giver. I don't know. I think that's like a Virgo thing. We like to give gifts.
Yeah.
So when it's a holiday, I just like, here, babe, and I just give you like a whole bunch of stuff.
I love gifts.
And then I'm over here with like absolutely nothing because I literally asked for nothing. So
it's crazy because I do appreciate gifts.
Yeah.
But I don't ever get myself anything.
You don't. And that's the reason why I get you stuff, because you don't buy anything for yourself. And that's the reason why I don't ask for anything, because I buy myself everything. So it works out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're your best customer because, women, that's the thing about it. Women, when people's like, women are the top entrepreneurs, especially black women are the top entrepreneurs of, the last 5 years or whatever, and what's happening, right? And then you see hair care, clothing, boutiques,
killing it.
bras, waist trainers,
candles.
Yeah. And I was like, these are things that women buy regularly and that they care about, and things that they, they produce for themselves. I'm thinking, what is there for men?
I don't know. That's kind of hard. I feel like men, y'all are more like shoes, maybe accessories like baseball caps, like what you have on, like hoodies, sweatpants and stuff like that. But how often do y'all buy that?
Exactly.
I feel like it's the woman who buys the man the stuff.
Yeah, I think it's like 80% women who are in the in the consumer market.
Yeah, of course. We love to shop. You know what I'm
saying?
Yeah,
men like buying like the big things, like the cars.
Exactly.
The rims and the tinted windows, the things that women just care less about.
Yeah, we don't care about none of that stuff.
You see how it is on TikTok when they're like, hey, yo, so I'm going to teach y'all how to fix a Ford truck. And he's like, okay, now that the women are gone.
Oh my God.
You ever seen that?
Yeah, when it's like, because the women just swipe through. Oh my God, I cannot. That's so funny. But it's so true, because if you ain't teaching me how to fix nothing. Yeah. The only thing I know how to do is change a tire, and that's because my dad forced me to learn how to do that. But other than that, I mean, I know the engine. I know I can understand the engine, but that's about it.
Yeah, a woman was looking at the engine, and she was with her husband. She's like, what's 710? He's like, 710. He's like, what does that mean? I see 710. He's like, that's oil, but it was like upside down.
Oh my God. Jesus. Yeah, I'm not that stupid. I know where the oil goes. I know where the water. I know where the battery goes. I know all that stuff. I know where the what's that? The icy, not icy fluid. What is it?
Oh,
I was gonna say icy hot.
Coolant.
I know where that goes. So I know a little stuff.
Little things.
A little thing.
Do you feel accomplished when like you do something like that? Like that's usually a male thing or whatever?
Like take the trash out? Yes, indeed. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah? You always take the trash out.
I'm not about to say I take the trash out all the time.
I feel bad.
Well, I mean, I take it out of the trash can and I put it by the door.
Yeah.
And then you take it from the door to the curb. So it's a team sport, you know, it's a team effort. You know? So we do half and half, 50-50.
Yeah, people. Some guys are like, man, I'll never let my queen ever touch trash.
Please.
I know, get out of here.
I know.
People talk like that. I never let my queen do this. Like, stop.
Just be quiet.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing stuff like that because I already know if I don't do it, it ain't gonna get done.
That's interesting. That is interesting. Is it true? You think that?
Yeah. I mean, no, it'll get done, but it'll take a long time.
Yeah.
You know me, I like to do it now. You be like, I'm gonna get to it. 2 weeks later, still sitting there. Like, see, I know.
See, that's just me realizing. It took what? I'm 36, and I just realized or learned that, you know, telling women that they're so strong is not a compliment.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and men were thinking like that we're telling you how much we appreciate you all's strength. It's like, yeah, but we're strong because we, like, if we didn't do it, no one else would. It's not by choice.
Be strong. Exactly.
Well,
we have to be.
Yeah.
It's not by choice.
Yeah, it's not by choice.
Yeah, it's like we have to take care of the kids. We have to take care of the family. We have to hold it down. Like, that ain't by choice. We have to do. It's an expectation.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't want to be strong. Sometimes we want to not clean or not cook and just not do anything and not take care of the kids, not take care of ourselves. Like, we want to be able to do that, but we can't. You know, so we have to be strong by default, and that's really not a compliment.
Yeah.
Because all women are strong.
Exactly.
So how is that a compliment? You know what I mean? What makes me different from the other woman?
Yeah.
We all strong. So
Yeah.
what are you talking about? You know, so it's not really a compliment.
Yeah, that's wild. I didn't realize that because
Yeah.
I always thought that, you know, the thing I appreciate most about like you or my mom is like y'all strength. But then
Yeah.
I realized that, you know, I look at my dad, then I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, that's why she's so strong.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, and I grew up in a household where my mom did everything.
Yeah, it's another example.
You know, Bob the Builder, she literally did everything. So I'm not exactly like her because, you know, she can fix anything. You know, I don't know how to fix everything, you know, but at the same time I do a lot, but
She criticizes you because
she
of that?
does. She criticizes me because I don't know how to fix like the toilet when it breaks.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, I don't think and the average woman knows how to fix a broken toilet, you know,
Yeah.
but she always criticizes me because I don't know how to do the simple things, quote unquote. You know, I don't know how to patch up a hole in a wall or something like that. I'm like, you're weird, Mom.
That's funny.
Know? But, you know, yeah, it's not a compliment, but, you know, I appreciate when you do say it because it does show that you are just like you are aware and you see exactly.
And I appreciate you for
you appreciate
the things
me.
that you do.
Yeah, you see what I'm doing and you compliment me for it. So it can be a compliment, but then when you hear it all the time, it's just like, it's not really a compliment.
Yeah.
But
What is that? I wonder what you call it when someone says, just doesn't loses meaning when you say it like all the time.
Like an empty gesture.
Yeah,
or
like
something?
an empty.
Not gesture, but empty
compliment. I don't know.
I guess
something like that.
Yeah, it's just, you know,
It's meaningless.
it is because I feel like all women are strong.
Yeah.
You know, all mothers, all women who are single.
All women
who
are beautiful, but
dating.
yet, you know, if you tell them that, you know, they rarely hear that.
That's true. That is very true. And you know what's crazy? Oh my God. So this is about to be completely off topic, but there was a woman who came into the store. She is transgender, born a man, now is a woman. And that was weird.
Yeah.
I was helping her out or whatever, ringing up at the register. And this guy walks past her and was like, ma'am, I just want to tell you that you're beautiful. And he walks away. And she didn't know how to take that compliment. And I didn't either. I was kind of confused. I was like, okay, obviously she's transgender. You know?
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah. And when he said it, I don't know if he said it as a compliment or he said it to be funny. So she didn't know how to take it and I didn't know how to take it. So she didn't say thank you or anything. She just kind of looked at him, you know? And I looked at him too like, what are you doing? You know, so it's weird. So I know for her, maybe she doesn't hear it a lot, or maybe, and it wasn't in the tone that he said it. It was just like, he looked at it, he's like, ma'am, I just want to tell you that you're beautiful. And he just walked away. So it was just like, what do you say?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And I guess that
But,
goes
you know, from a random man though.
that's what I'm saying. But see, I think that's for anybody. You know, for me, if a man was to say, "Oh, you're beautiful," I would just be like, "Okay, thank you," and I just walk away. But I know for a person who may be insecure, they may not even know how to take it. They may be like, "Is he joking or is he serious?" You know, because some women who don't think they're beautiful, and somebody tells them that they're beautiful, they don't know how to take that. They're like, "I don't." You know
That's
what I
weird.
mean?
Yeah, when you're insecure and someone tells you that, you don't believe.
You don't believe it.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't believe it. You know, so you're just like, what? boy, be quiet, you know, and just kind of walk away. But it sucks because I feel like all women are beautiful and women should be told that they're beautiful, but women themselves have to know that they're beautiful, you know, and feel like they should be, you know, should deserve that someone can say that they're beautiful or, you know, receive that compliment. You know, tell yourself that.
I listened to this woman. Actually, she was talking about, okay, so Jeremiah, you know, he was on episode, I think it was like 49 or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe like, I think it was. But basically, he made a room on Clubhouse and it was about do looks matter. And one of the women in that room was giving a story about how she's a twin and that her twin was always a little thicker than she was. And every time she'll meet men, she'll lose that man to her sister, and then her twin. Yeah. And it'll mess with her like self-esteem. So she always felt insecure. She'll do everything. She did everything in her capacity to gain weight and to try to get to her sister's level of thickness. Yeah. But it never really worked. And now she's an older woman. She's like, it's hard for me to kind of like heal from that. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, wow. Yeah. You know, like the things that you just would never imagine. You know, being a twin and then them always going to your sister.
Yeah, I know. That would suck. Yeah, I mean, there's some things that, you know, people have said to me, they kind of like forced their insecurity on me. And I remember like who said it, you know, and the things that they said. But I feel like it's up to you to either take it personally or just kind of be like, whatever, it is what it is. And realize that people are putting their insecurities on you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I know for me and my sister, you know, every time we would go out, I would get chose a lot too. And I don't know if it's because I was older and more of like the spicier one, I guess, more carefree. And she was more like very like school, very polished, just very like, you know what I mean? But she took it as, oh, guys don't like her because she's not pretty enough. And I'm like, no, it's not that. We just have two totally different personalities. And they may want, you know, just someone to have fun, not that type of have fun with, but you know, just have fun than to be serious. Like I'm the fun sister, you're more of the serious sister, you know? So she took that really hard. And I know that probably messed with her like her entire life. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I don't know. I just feel like you just have to be, I don't know. Where do you get that confidence from?
I don't know. That's what I was about to say. Like when you got something like that,
you know?
That especially as a younger sister or or even in the situation of a twin, it's like, how do you solve that when there's really no examples of what you should do? There's no one's going to tell you. That's the hard part. That's even the same thing about like business or anything that you go into that's creative, is that no one could tell you how you should do it. So therefore you got to kind of find your own answers. Yeah. And some people either just sit back and chill and just, sulk in their despair, whatever they're going through. And some people find a way to like find confidence and all that. So I feel like that you have to definitely earn that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, that's what I think confidence is that you have to find it in yourself.
You do, definitely do. Because I mean, I've heard some things that would mess a person up, you know what I mean? That was told to me. But I just knew that the people who were telling me that, they had their own insecurities that they were battling with, and they probably saw that I did have confidence and they wanted to mess with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And damage it. Whereas I was just, I'm a confident person and I have insecurities like everybody, but
like everybody, yeah.
I'm not gonna let what you say about me create an insecurity. You know what I mean? And I know people who are so toxic that would purposely, they can see what you're insecure about and they will point it out to you and say, you need to lose weight. Your tummy a little big. Yeah. When they know that every picture you take, you covering your belly. Like I know some toxic people like that. You know what I mean? So you just got to find it in yourself. That's wild.
And then they say it and they said, oh, that person didn't want to hear the truth.
Yes. There's one person specifically, he would go around and pinpoint your insecurities out to you in front of everybody. And it's not like you went and told him. He would just say it, you know, like he just knew. And it's obvious. Like, I think I'm pretty good at that too. And you are too. Like you can look at somebody and tell what they're insecure about, you know, but this person had the balls to go up to you and say it out loud to your face. So when you're insecure about it, you're like, oh, nobody can't see it. You know, nobody can tell that my stomach's big or whatever. And you're hiding it, not even knowing that you're hiding it. But then when somebody says it out loud, you're like, oh my God, they know. Yeah. You know? And so he would do that all the time. But he was very insecure too.
Yeah, that's where it comes from. When they're really insecure and their egos. That's crazy when you're super insecure, but you got a gigantic ego.
Yep. Exactly.
And then it's like, no one could tell you nothing.
Nothing. Oh my God. And he was just so, and he was very vocal about his insecurities, but it was like because he kept bringing himself down, he wanted to bring others down with him, you know, and I still remained his friend. I never said anything bad about him, but I just knew that he was a very toxic person, but I didn't allow him to bring me down with him. I had that for sure, because he told me a bunch of stuff about myself, things that I didn't even know, and things that, you know, I was like, oh, okay. So he kind of could tell I'm a little insecure about that, you know? And I was just like, this person is really toxic, but I never took it to where I'm like down about it. And now I'm just like depressed and, you know, but there's some people out there who can get like that. But, you know, I feel like everybody just needs a friend. I don't know even how to end that, basically, you know, but
but do you wonder, like, when you have someone who's like that, do you stay friends with that person?
Well, I mean, it depends on I feel like if you are a confident person, you can remain friends with that. Like, I was still cool with him even after he said it to me and other people, but I also let him know, like, you toxic. You know what I mean? Like, you need to stop doing that because you ain't too cute your damn self. You know, so you got to be the person to bring him back down to earth and be like, you need to chill out, you know, like, because what you're doing isn't right. And we're still cool to this day. I mean, we haven't talked in years because, you know, he lives in New Orleans or whatever. But he was just super toxic, super toxic. But he was really cool.
If he's healed and grown from that.
No, I could tell by his photos. He's the exact same person. Nothing changed. You know what I mean? Just like, I ain't doing nothing with his life. So I don't think anything really healed from that. I think he's still the same exact insecure person. But it just sucks when we had the same group of friends and one person would come and tell me and say, you know, oh, so-and-so said this about me. Now I'm like hella insecure about it, you know, especially something that you didn't even notice about yourself. So it just sucks that there's people out there who are willing to just bring you down with them.
Yeah, that's
you know,
sad.
So it's just, you know, whatever.
It's weird. It's like, how do we... where do we go from there?
That's what I'm saying. I don't even know how to end this conversation, but...
No, I do wonder about that, though, you know. But I got the word of the day, though.
What's that?
Okay. Serendipity.
Serendipity. I feel like I've seen this word before. S-E something, I don't know.
S-E-R-E-N.
Yeah.
Dippity.
What does that mean?
Serendipity is when you, like, have desirable discoveries by accident.
Oh, by accident.
Yeah, by accident. It's like when you, let's say you're trying to cook, and then you accidentally like drop something in the food on accident,
and it make it taste
and it
delicious.
makes it so good. That's serendipity. Or like you're trying to find yourself, and you work this job that you hate, and through that you discover something that you love. Yeah, that's serendipity. Oh, okay. The things that's why they always talk about like automation and things like that. That with robotic anything is that they will never have serendipity. Because a lot of like discoveries were found by accident, you know. Okay. Just like with Newton with the apple falling from the tree. You know, I'm not sure if that's a real story, but you know that was serendipity. It's like a moment has to happen in something that you never expected. Yeah. And it's like desirable discovery.
Wait, you talking about Newton? Like what? Newton's law?
Yeah, Isaac Newton.
I'm thinking of Fig Newton. Now, is there like a relationship to that? Because it just, for some reason, I'm like, Fig Newton, isn't that made out of apples? Then I thought about saying, no, that's made out of figs. Yeah. Okay, never mind, y'all. I'm over here trying to connect the two. But
no. You made me nervous because I'm like, am I talking about the apple with Fig Newton? I was like, no.
And I'm thinking about Fig Newton. But then I thought about, I was like, no, Fig Newtons, they're made out of figs.
Yeah, it took me forever to try. Because, you know, look, I don't know what happened this last week. I'm trying to figure out words. And I'm like, what word I'm blanking. I'm over here like, you know, spontaneous. I'm like, that's not the word though. It's not spontaneous, but it has it's something like that. And I was trying to use it, and people just move on. They're like, oh yeah, it's all good. I was like, and then next you know, I woke up like, serendipity.
I know, like a day later.
Yeah, I was like, that's the word.
That's the word. Oh my god.
Yeah. So I think it's a great word, right?
It is a good word.
It's all soft and round.
Yeah.
Serendipity.
Oh my god, I cannot.
Anything else you want to share with the people before we peace out?
Well, just pray for us. My uncle passed away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, passed away this past Sunday.
That's sad.
Yeah, definitely pray for us. My mom's older brother. So pray for my mom because she lost 2 brothers in 6 months. So yeah, just keep us in your prayers.
Non-COVID related.
Non-COVID related, yeah. So she lost 1 brother in August, and then this brother this past weekend. So she's definitely going through it. But yeah, just keep us in your prayers. So yeah, that we get over this little hurdle.
Please do, because you know, it's gonna be a cold winter.
Yeah,
it's still winter.
I think it is cold winter.
Yeah.
I mean, it is winter.
Because they said a winter storm or whatever.
I don't know when it ends, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Well, as you know, Thank you for joining us. It's been a great episode 58. Turn up. So we'll see y'all next week. Love y'all. Peace out. Yeah. And remember that you want a calm mind, a fit body, and a house full of love. And these things can't be bought. They only could be earned. Peace out.